I don't know why, but it's like when I first got these dogs, like everything was good and dandy. You know, I was taking care of them. But the moment they became like my god brother, because I don't really consider him a god brother at this point anymore, because we fell out. But when he dropped them off, like I was doing him a favor, and I was cool with doing him that favor. But it's like when he decided, like, oh, like yeah, you could keep them forever, yada yada yada. You know, I was in a good space around that time. Like I was, and by good space, I mean I was in my nice girl, doing people favors and putting other people before me phase, pretty much. And it's like ever since I had these two dogs, Harley and Charlie, it's like my life been so hectic. Like I can't walk them without people like they there basically harassing me. Like if I have them on a leash, people say something. If I have them off the leash, people say something. Like and it's aggravating. They see them, people see them pooping. Is oh you need to pick up your dog poop, yada yada yada. But the same people that tell me to pick up my dog poop be the same people throwing trash on the ground. And then on top of that, it's like lately I've been getting into like back and forth with people, and I don't know if it's like a spiritual warfare type of thing, but or it's like the whole war against good and evil, bad and good, and all that stuff. And it's like people try to get me out of character. Like I literally was just walking from the laundromat, and I went in the building, and this dude that I don't even know, he just lived in my building. I don't know him. I don't not even hardly. I don't talk to him. I had one encounter with him, and which I shared before. Um, this was like I want to say like probably like 2 weeks ago, but today he was like just trying to get my attention. Like I was just singing to myself, minding my own business, and he was like, he had said something, but like I was like I toned him out. All I know is he said something like, "Oh, what song you singing? What song you singing? What you singing, huh?" And I ignored him, and he was like, when I went around the corner, like up the stairs, I heard him say, "Ugly bitch." And before that, yesterday when I was walking from the same spot, I think when I ended my live from yesterday, and I went in the house, I saw him coming out, and he went like this to me, like that. So I see him, and he like yo. So I ignored him because I had already seen what he did, but he did it again, and he was like yo, and then I looked, and then he did it again. He was like, and I was like, how are you? I was like, hey, how are you today? And he was like, huh, what? I said, how are you today? Like, I said, are you doing good? Like I said it just like that, as if like I'm his mom talking to like him, like he's a little toddler being like childish, like And I'm just like, hi, little baby, how are you? I see you being silly today. Like, how are you? That's pretty much how I was talking to him. I'm like, how are you today? How are you? Are you good? And I guess that like caught him off guard because he thought I was gonna like say something smart back or like be disgusted or irritated. So he was like, huh? So he was walking, then he like turned back around. And I said, what, you were surprised? Like you expected me to get out of character, start yelling at you or something like that? Like I said, I said my aura is too. I forgot what I said, but I just pretty much told him like what, you expect me to get out of character because you want to be petty and you want a reaction because you're bored, pretty much. But like that's really what I was going in my head, because I noticed like lately a lot of people have been doing things to like get me out of like try to get me out of character. And like it's been times where this one girl who I had an encounter with last night, I was walking. I remember Harley. This was around the time Harley had got loose, and she was like, I had Charlie, and I was walking them, and I think Charlie had ran across the street or something like that. But all I know is she was like, "Get your dog," and I was like, "What?" She was like, "Get your dog, retarded." Like she was like, "Retard," and I was like, mind you, this was a girl I never really hung out with. I only seen her and like had little conversations with her when I used to like sell my little fried Oreos and my little popcorn. I made like one joke with her, but I think she was drunk that night when I had gave her some. I had sold some popcorn to her, and she was like, "Where the popcorn at?" Like she was like, "Where my popcorn?" I was asking, and I was like, "When you all the way across the street, you gotta come get it. You keep moving around." That's pretty much how I was saying it, but I remember her saying, she was like, don't, she was like, "Don't talk to me like that." Like, that's, I'm like, I think she was drunk that night, so I didn't put it past her. I mean, so I didn't like worry about it. But after that, I started seeing her, and she was like, we just had like little small encounters. But that one night, like I said, like she called me retarded, and I was like, I'm like, who is you talking to? Like, and I'm like, on top of that, where is it coming from? But I'm like, you know what? I was already irritated that Harley had ran away. So I was like, what? And she said it again. I said, come across the street and say it to my face. And she was like, you come across the street. And I said, no, I need you to come across the street because you talking to me. So I need you to come across the street and say it to my face. So she didn't say nothing after that. Like, she just looked at me. And that's when I just walked away. And like 2 weeks ago was our second time having a back and forth, because like my god brother had came around, and I was trying to get him to understand that like having these dogs was stressful on me, and I feel like he didn't really care about my life and what like my mental health and all that stuff. Like he was just going on and on about what he was dealing with in his life. Like he was like, "Oh, I deal with these kids. Like I gotta clean up the house. Ain't nobody helping me. They're dirty, and I already work with kids at work, and I gotta don't nobody want to come home and deal with some nasty, disgusting kids and all this extra stuff." And I'm just like, I mean, I understand that. He's like, "No, you don't understand. You don't. Like, you don't." And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I grew up around, I have mad siblings. And when we was all in one house together, they will vouch. Like, I used to clean that house up 24/7. And the moment I cleaned it up, they used to mess it up. And I used to be so upset. And the thing is, he just kept saying, "Oh, you don't understand. You don't understand." Yeah, but like, to you, you think I don't understand, because that's why I said, like, I was always calling him my god brother. But clearly, I made the mistake of calling him my god brother because he didn't know me like that. Cause yeah, anybody that know me and know my situation, they know like I growing up, I used to be the big dog, like in the sibling. Like I used to take care of everything, not everything, but as far as cleaning up the house and like being the only one that's doing it, like I understand. That's why I was telling him like I understand. He was like, "No, you don't understand. Like you don't. Like I gotta go through this, da 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 da." And I'm just like, okay, well, if I don't understand, then I'm gonna just act like I don't understand your situation, and you can take your dogs. And since I don't understand it, he like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So I left the dogs outside, and he was like banging on the door, and I said, no, take your dog. I said, since I don't understand your situation, then that's how I'm gonna act. Like I don't understand your situation, because the fact that I have these dogs should, like, it goes to show that I understand your situation. But since you keep saying I don't understand your situation, then I'm just gonna act like I don't, then, and I'm gonna put more on your plate. How about that? So I left him with the dogs, and he didn't want to take the dogs. He came to my door, was knocking on the door, banging on the door. I didn't open the door, so he tried to leave the dogs at my door and run out. So I when I heard him like try to leave them at the door, I was like, oh heck no, you gonna take one of these dogs, and if not both, at least take one of them. So I opened my apartment door, and I went in the hallway. I opened that door and I told them run down the stairs after him, and they did. And that's when he was like knocking on the door again to like the downstairs, the door downstairs to come in the building. And he was like, yo, you really weird. Like, why are you doing? Like, you acting real weird. And I was like, I'm not. I said, and it's funny how a person, people always do that. When you have, like, gotten to your breaking point, and that's one thing that I have to work on is, that's what I was telling myself earlier. I got to stop giving people chances and chances and chances and chances to where they could walk over me, and then the point where I finally say, you know, like enough is enough, and then they try to say like, oh, you're crazy, you're weird, you're like you doing the most. Like, no, it's just I finally spoke up for something that I've been analyzing for a long time, and you didn't think that I was gonna, or you didn't think that I actually was watching the whole entire time and calculating everything. So now you like trying to flip the script and say, "Oh, I'm crazy." When no, you tried to run game on me. And but yeah, after that, he was like running down the street and all this extra stuff. So I had like no shoes on. So I'm trying to like catch up to him and all that stuff, and give him like his dog. So next thing you know, it's this dude like I'm gonna say his name. I don't care. His name is Eb, cause I'm doing a story time and I'm not about to keep making up names and yada yada yada. Y'all don't know who that is anyway, so it don't matter. There's no face, no case, so whatever. His name Eb. He was like saying something to me. He like, oh, that's your. He like, oh, he called you crazy. He called you the B word. Like he was just like running his mouth. So I started like trying to ignore him, but then he said something like, "Oh, you sleeping with your god brother? Whoa, whoa." So I'm like, "What are you even talking about?" So fast forward, me and it was going back and forth or whatever, and then like I ended up just walking away, going back in the house because it's just like I was over it. So as I'm walking back, I hear somebody, the girl, yelling across the street. She like, oh, she like, where your shoes at? She like, why you don't got no shoes on? Where your shoes at? And I'm like, why do it concern you? And she's like, she started like saying something, and I'm like, bro, like I'm tired of like you always like having something to say, like, or like as if you trying to be funny. So I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, like what's the problem? And she like just going off, like I can't remember everything she was saying. But at that point, I was like really trying to fight her. I was like, yo, come across the street. I told her, I said, come across the street. Like, cause at this point, I've been like, just up to here, like pretty much with it. Like I never hung out with this girl like on 101. Like we never went out, kicked it. I never been to her house. She never been to my house. Like we never shared a blunt together. Like we never shared a drink or none of that. Like so it's like I was confused as to what her problem was. So that was the second time. Actually, it's been 3 times. So last night I definitely should have just did it to her. I mean, never mind. No, that's not the point. The point is, I'm like, Lordy. So basically, after that, she didn't want to come across the street, so I left it alone. Like I walked away. Next thing you know, last night, fast forward to last night, she was walking with somebody, and I was doing something on my phone, trying to send a text to somebody, and I hear, "So we friends, or you gonna try to fight me again?" And I ignored it, and then she said it again. She was like, "So we friends, or you gonna try to fight me?" And I was like, and I looked at her, and I was like, "That's your girl, bye, whatever." Cause like I'm like at this point, I don't have a problem with you. Like I don't know if you think I have a problem with you. That's why you be acting like that, or you be saying things to me like. But I'm like, girl, like that's like 2 weeks ago. Like I am not on that no more. Like, what did you talk about? And then on top of that, like I said, I was trying to do something on my phone. Like, so I wasn't really paying attention, really, or trying to hear what she was talking about. But after it sunk into my head, like later on, what she meant with by what she said, I had went up to her later, like that night with Harley and Charlie when I was walking them, and I went up to her and I was like, yo, like, I said you wanted to know like why I was trying to fight you, or why I wanted to fight you, 2 weeks ago or last time I see you. I said it's pretty much the fact that you like it's your mouth, like you literally be saying certain things to me, and like I was literally trying to be nice to her, like I was really trying to be nice, because I'm like, I don't know if people like been saying whether or not I don't like her, I got a problem with her, but that's what I said to her. I said it's the things that like I hear and I see. And she was like, girl, get the F out my face, because you just talking, like you just saying anything. And I'm like, no, but that is true. Like the things that I see and I hear, like that you say, I'll tell, and then I started elaborating. I'm like, anytime I see you, you always got something smart to say. Like you, last time you called me retarded, and then I'm like, she was like, whatever. Like we was just like having I can't remember everything we said, but I remember at one point she was like, get your dog before I kick your dog, and I'm like, and see, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's that weird, like that's what I'm talking about. Like you talk about kicking my dogs, but then you wonder why I was asking you to come across the street and fight. Cause like your mouth, like it's like you say certain things and you expect me not to react, or like I don't understand. So I asked her, like, well, she asked me also. Well, this time she asked me, she was like, well, do you want to fight? And I'm like, do you like? Cause I don't have a problem with you, but apparently you got a problem with me. So you tell me, like, what do you want to do? Cause my thing is, I'm not gonna ever hit a person first. Though I thought about it, cause she was sitting down, and when she said she was gonna kick them, like my dogs, I was thinking like, I could really just knock her out the chair and make her hit the ground and just start wanging on her and stumping on her to the point where I just don't never let her get up until I feel like I'm done beating her up. But I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do all of that. Cause like I'm like dang near about to be 30. I'm about to be 30 years old soon. And I don't wanna be out here fighting. Like, I don't. I already got this scar on my face because a guy was messing with Harley and threw water on her face and then threw water in my face. And, I tried to defend both of us. And I got hit in the face right here, this scar, with a wooden stick. So it's like, all I know is moving forward, like, I told myself, I prayed about it because I'm like, you know what? I don't know what her issue is with me. I never like had a conversation with her like a sit down where we actually get to know each other. So I'm like, at this point, it's either jealousy or envy, or like I said, somebody in her ear saying things about me, or she just other people like that don't like me, so she's like following the crowd type of thing. So it's just, I just said like I'm gonna steer away from going in that area because I'm like really trying to be calm. But it's like people, and I'm not a type of person that like keep going back and forth with a person. Like I'm the type that'll swing like automatically. Like if I feel, cause like I'm not about to sit here, especially if you talking that tough stuff. Like I'm gonna like basically just see like if you're really about it. Like if you really gonna swing. Like cause you keep talking and talking and talking. So it's like, but I'm also like, that's like the past me. So it's like I try to like use my words rather than my hands nowadays. But it's like, and I've been doing really good. But it's like all of a sudden, for some reason, it's just like I have that urge to like snap on a person, and it's like I don't snap all the way. I recently, like 2-3 days ago, I had to like punch a dude in the face because he decided to grab my phone, or like when I was like recording what he was how he was acting towards me, and yeah, I pretty much I was recording him with that, and he tried to grab my phone, or he did grab it. So I was telling him, I'm like, yo, let go. He was like, I'll break your phone. I got the video. He was like, I'll break your phone. I'll break your phone. And he wouldn't let my phone go. So I'm like trying to grab him to like get him to let go. So he was like, bro, you're little. So next thing you know, people like, we started tussling, and people was like trying to like, the store owners, they was like coming in between trying to break us up. And I just know, like, I saw it open, like I saw his face, and I just went boop, like boop. I just went boop in his face, and that was just it. And he was like, "You lucky, you mind you." This was a person who I actually previously had a altercation with, because he put his hands on me first, like he pushed me into the radiator, but he told his sister that I hit him for no reason. And that's why I'm glad that that interaction happened in the store, because it's like a representation of pretty much what happened in the house. Like, he put his hands on me first, and I popped him a few times, and that's just that. And he was trying to get his sister to fight me. But yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just my environment. Maybe, and that's another thing. It's like people always be like saying like, "Oh, you think you better than us? Like, you think you better than this person?" Yada yada yada. But it's like, I don't think that I'm better than anybody. Y'all show me that I'm better than you, because I don't go around picking on people. Like, I don't go around causing problems with people. Like, I don't do that. I be in my own world. I try to be friendly and respectful to everybody I come across. But I don't know. And it's like, I grew up in the hood, so it's like that community, that like being in the community, that's like in me. But it's like, it's the same thing. I got into a mad fights when I was younger. A lot of fights. Like that. And I was only a kid, and you would think that things would be different, like, because people grow up and be mature, but people are childish. My nose itching. Oh my goodness. But I'm about to get off here. I just needed to let that out.